Hey, folks, thanks for joining. First, a little bit of housekeeping. Yes, I am wearing a Santa hat, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. And so it's 2020. There are no rules. Second, I'm almost 7 feet tall. I kind of wear whatever I want to. It really doesn't matter. But people are going to stare anyway, so why not give them, little extra joy along the way, as it were. So I'm glad that you could join me here this afternoon, and I do want to be respectful of your time, but I also want to give folks an opportunity to see the alert and join the Facebook Live. So if you'll bear with me here for just a moment, I'm going to do a little bit of a delay. I'm going to take you over to my website, and I'm going to show you something over there while we give them a chance to join. So if you look across the top of the menu here, I've got this thing called 7-Day Hot Sheet. And what the 7-Day Hot Sheet is, it is a special search that is pulling directly from the MLS, and it shows you all of the homes that are new within the last 168 hours or 7 days from the moment that you clicked that. And actually, even this one is so new it doesn't even have a picture yet. And what this allows you to do, especially in a time like now when it's very competitive to get into homes, if you can be the first one to bid on a home or to know that one is even out there, that gives you a competitive advantage over the other folks that are just searching through Zillow. So that's something that my website and jimhorton.com can do for you. So are you ready? Great. Let's go. So a couple of things. First, Jim Horton, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, coming to you live from the broadcasting studios on the 97th floor of our offices, high above beautiful downtown Columbia, Missouri. And what I want to talk about today is average days on market. And we're going to talk about average days on market and, as usual, why you care. So days on market, it's pretty simple to understand. It basically means how many days a particular home has been on the market or for sale. You might hear real estate agents refer to it as DOM. Days on market counter starts the day a home is listed, and it stops the moment that an offer is accepted. Now, that doesn't mean the home is sold. There's still inspections and appraisals and all of that to go through, but the moment an offer is accepted, that days on market ticker stopped. So now that you know what it means for one home, let's scale it up for average days on market in a particular area. That one's also pretty simple too. Pretty much you take all of the homes, all of the days on market for each individual home that's sold in an area, and you just add them up and get your average, and that's your average days on market. So let me go through here, and I'm going to pull up a chart real quick that shows average days on market for all of Boone County in October 2020. And this orange line here, this is showing data for the last 2 years of what average days on market was for the whole market. So we can tell here by the top of the title, the average days on market for our market was 32. So that means that in all of Boone County, for every single piece of residential real estate that's sold, it took on average 32 days from the moment a house was listed until it went pending, until there was an offer that was accepted. So you with me so far? Okay, great. Because now we're going to get into some of the meat of why you care and what DOM can do for you. So first up, we can use average days on market to tell us whether we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. And it's really this simple. So if we draw a line across here on a graph at 30 days, we're going to stick there as much as we can. If it is below 30 days, it's considered a seller's market. And if we are above 60 days, it's considered a buyer's market. And this stuff here in the middle, that's basically, it's considered balanced, and nobody has a particular advantage over anybody else in terms of negotiations. But why is that? Why do you think that is? Well, a low average days on market means homes are getting snapped up pretty quickly, and so that favors sellers. A high days on market means homes are lingering on the market a little bit longer, and that puts buyers in the driver's seat in terms of negotiations. Keep in mind, though, this is a rule of thumb. This is not a hard rule. Sort of like this as demonstration. So if we pull up this, it's the same data. I've just focused it a little bit more to City of Columbia only, and only for homes under $300,000. And you can see that it dropped from 32 to 14. And so while this is only just a rule of thumb, the further away a number is from that line, the stronger the indicator. So 14 is a pretty strong indicator of a seller's market. This also reinforces the fact that when you're trying to apply DOM to your particular situation, you want to make sure that you use data that's relevant to you. So if you're getting ready to buy a home out in the country at, say, $250,000, you don't want to include in your calculations homes in the city that are over $1 million, because that's going to skew the numbers, and it's going to make your offer off just a little bit. So how else can we use DOM? Well, for sellers, you can use days on market as sort of a yardstick to compare yourself to the competition, to the other homes in the market. And if your property is at or above average DOM, it might be time to revisit that marketing plan, which could include a price reduction. Also understand, as DOM increases, you begin to lose leverage in terms of price negotiation, and you might have to give a few things away to get a deal done. So you buyers out there, you get to use days on market to help you decide how strong of an offer to make. Sellers start getting nervous as DOM starts climbing up, and more so if it's above average. You might be able to negotiate yourself a pretty good deal. Keep in mind, though, just because DOM on a particular home is extremely high or way above average, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with it. There's lots of reasons a home might have high days on market. But what it says to me, that's an opportunity to negotiate. And as your agent, I would dig further into that to try and determine why it was so high. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that anything's wrong. Also, when a seller first puts their home up for sale, they're typically pretty confident in that price, in their initial asking price. And regardless the state of the market, they're not likely to negotiate that price too far down from their asking price immediately on listing. And so let me segue over here to something else real quick and go back to Zillow. And so Zillow has this thing they call time on Zillow. They used to call it days on Zillow. And be careful if you take an average DOM that I provide and you compare it to time on Zillow. They calculate it differently. I'm not going to chase Alice down that particular rabbit hole in terms of the detail behind what they do and why it's different. Just understand that it's not exactly the same. And that, my friends, I hope there's more than one of you out there, and that, my friends, is average days on market. So feel free to drop me a line with questions, feedback, suggestions, other topics you'd like me to cover. Find me at jimhorton.com. Thank you for joining, and have a great day.